And so I'm telling you, this is how to successfully develop a referral source. Now, the first thing we have to do is we have to be able to qualify our referral sources. And who was the gentleman that came up when I was doing the, you asked, what's your name, my friend? Tim. So Tim, you came up and you were like, all assisted livings, what's a good assisted living? And I said, give me a couple minutes, I'm gonna go over it. Ding, 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 right here. Anybody familiar with Home Care Pulse? I love Home Care Pulse. Home Care Pulse, I think, is the best thing for our industry. It's been great for me because it gives me a resource to show that, hey, this is where you get the business from, right? Home Care Pulse talks about the best referral sources for businesses like ours. And what I love about the Home Care Pulse is long before they started doing that, I already had this, and it's mirrored, it's identical. Do you see where it says magic number, 1 hour, 1 visit? I know it's small. You all have the access to it on the website. I hope you printed it out or you can view it later. I'll tell you what it says, all right? So magic number, 1 hour, 1 visit. That means that for every hour that I'm going to spend marketing, Tom, with the example that I was talking with you, you're going to give me 20 hours a week in the field. That means with 20 hours, I want you to speak to face in referral sources, 20 people. 1 person for 1 hour. Now, it doesn't mean you're going to have an hour-long conversation, but rather, with your 20 hours a week, I want you to drive to 8 places and talk to 2 to 3 people in there for 5-10 minutes. That's all you got to do. That's your face-to-face contact. Anybody a full-time marketer? Raise your hands. Let me see who it is. All right. So my full-time marketers, you're working 40 hours a week, so how many people should you see face-to-face? 40, all right? But what does that mean? Does that mean I want you to drive the 40 accounts? No. The reason why this program is so successful is this is a less is more program. Fewer accounts, but we go deep. A lot of times people try to do this surface marketing. That's why most people give up at 3 to 5 visits because that's surface marketing, right? I'm going to just blanket everywhere, 10,000 feet by 10,000 feet. No. I want you to have a net that's maybe 10,000 feet this way, but it's only a foot this way, but it's 10,000 feet deep. So you're only going to have a couple of accounts, but you're going to develop those accounts and get that maximum referral potential. Write that down, MRP, maximum referral potential. Because I'm going to tell you maximum referral potential of these accounts when they're well qualified. Because when they're well qualified, then it'll be worth doing all the things that I'm going to teach you on how to do this. Because it's a lot, I'm telling you. I'm not going to kid you. It's a lot of work. But it's worth it because you're going to be able to get these return in referrals. Your hospitals, you heard me talk about hospitals. Hospitals are your best referral source. Hospitals, you want to visit a hospital 1 to 2 times a week. Once to twice a week. What do I love about hospitals? You have people with great need coming out of a hospital. They're high volume. And when do they need the help? Now. Now. Every person in here who is asking me all types of questions about, getting clients to sign up and everything else. And even when I did that close yesterday, right? A big reason why, if you remember, it says, I think it says right there next to you, Carl, right? It says no pressure right there. No pressure sale. Why is it no pressure? Because I don't have to put pressure. You're getting discharged today. You know you need the help. That is the pressure. So when you get into these accounts, their situation is the pressure, and we become the answer to their prayers. Does that make sense? Exactly. That's what I love about hospitals. Now, you heard me caution with the hospitals earlier. You're going to get same-day discharges. You're going to get weekend starts. You're going to get an evening starts. And if you're not operationally ready for it, I don't want you to go in there. How long does it take to develop a hospital, I said? 6 months to a year. And that's for a seasoned person. All right? I've had many, many coaching clients, 6 months develop a hospital, and they're like, man, it's really hard. Man, it's really hard. I'm like, well, we started in February, but then by August, they're like, I got in the hospital. I can't believe it. Wow, I'm finally in the hospital. I'm like, yeah. Did you realize it took you 6 months? And they're like, it did take me 6 months. And I'm like, yeah. But it's worth it when you get in there because you could get 50 to 100 clients a year. And my home health, folks, the reason why the hospitals have their own, because they're discharging 2,500 patients a year. You could be number 2, number 3 on their list and still get 100 plus patients from them by being second and third on their list. So it's always worth going into a hospital for the business. Next best referral source, and you've heard me talk about this. When the Home Care Pulse report came out, and they talk about, there's 2 different categories. They have the industry average numbers, and then they tell you the numbers of the leaders. And the leaders represent the top 20% of all the businesses in our industry. And the average leader does about $4.5 million in revenue. That's the average leader. And so I don't really look at what the industry numbers are when it comes to focusing on what I'm helping my clients do. I focus on what the leaders are doing because I want my clients to become leaders. And my clients are leaders. So it makes sense, do what the leaders are doing, and you will be a leader too. Skilled nursing facilities, for the leaders, 10% of all the leaders said that was their number 1 referral source type, and their return on investment was 36% of their annual revenue. Now, I just told you the average leader did $4.5 million. 36%, that's almost $2 million of that $4.5 million from one referral source type. Do you think skilled nursing facilities are a good referral source? Yeah. Do you think skilled nursing facilities are a good referral source? Yeah, of course. But they have to be qualified. Remember when Tom was up here and I said he probably has 150, 200 skilled nursing facilities in his territory being right outside of Chicago. That's too many skilled nursing facilities. We have to qualify them. Really what we're looking for, boom, 50 discharges a month. If there's a skilled nursing facility that discharges 50 patients a month, that's 600 patients a year. That's a good, well-qualified skilled nursing facility. We need to go there every single week. Every week. Doesn't matter. Because the sooner we get to 12 weeks, the sooner we're going to get referrals from them. Because the potential is there. And what did I say as numbers, right? I'm only asking you to get 4 or 5% of their discharges. 50 patients a month, 4 or 5%. What's that, 2, 3 referrals? Is that a crazy number to set? Not at all. That's properly managing expectations. That's how I know you're going to be successful when you do this.